Hello, my name is Tiana, and I carry the weight of being a widow. I lost my beloved husband at a young age due to an unexpected illness. He wasn't just my partner in life, he was my soulmate and closest friend. After his passing, I leaned on my family for comfort. My parents offered their support, but my brother, Desmond, reacted differently. Instead of understanding my emotional turmoil, he seemed more concerned with the financial implications of my situation. My late husband had left me a sizable estate and a considerable amount of money, although I also earned a steady income working from home. None of that could replace the immense void his absence left in my life. If given the choice, I would have surrendered every penny just to have him back. Unfortunately, Desmond showed little interest in my grief. Tiana, he remarked one evening, you're in a great financial position. You should consider using some of that money for Elaine. You don't have kids of your own. I was stunned, momentarily at a loss for words. Desmond, I replied cautiously, I just lost my husband. Right now, money is the last thing on my mind. But Desmond and his wife, Monica, who had a stepdaughter named Elaine, continued to push the idea. They seemed convinced that, because I was financially stable and childless, I should direct my resources toward their family. Monica even suggested that spending time with Elaine would be a way for me to experience motherhood. It would be good for you, Tiana, she said at a family gathering. Elaine could benefit from your care, and it might bring you fulfillment. You have so much to offer. Taken aback by her persistence, I firmly responded, I appreciate your thoughts, Monica, but right now, my focus is on healing. Despite my clear stance, Desmond and Monica kept pressuring me. Even my parents were visibly uncomfortable with their behavior. I was angry that my own brother would try to take advantage of me during such a vulnerable time. More than that, I barely knew Elaine well enough for them to assume I'd step into a parental role. As the days went by, their insistence didn't waver. One afternoon, Desmond showed up at my home. Tiana, you're financially comfortable, and you don't have children. What's the harm in helping Elaine? It's not like you can't afford it, he argued. Fury bubbled inside me. Desmond, Elaine is your responsibility, not mine. I'm not her mother, and I am not an ATM for you to withdraw from whenever you please, I snapped. His face flushed, but I wasn't finished. I am still grieving. How dare you try to manipulate me like this? Desmond muttered an apology, but I refused to let him off the hook. She is your daughter, and you are the one responsible for her upbringing, not me. Though I made my position clear, they didn't stop. They repeatedly brought up my financial situation as though it justified their expectations. I held my ground, making it clear that my wealth didn't entitle them to anything. My strong reaction finally silenced them for a while, likely because they saw how displeased the rest of the family was. But the peace didn't last. One morning, Desmond delivered shocking news. Tiana, he said gravely, Monica is missing. We think she's having a mental health crisis, and the police are involved. I stared at him in disbelief. What? Since when? It's been 3 days, he admitted. I didn't want to worry everyone, but it's serious now. Elaine keeps asking for her mom. I don't know what to do. As the days passed with no sign of Monica, Desmond relied on our family to help care for Elaine, who was deeply distressed. Since it was summer break, Elaine needed someone to look after her when Desmond was at work. Eventually, he came to me again, this time looking genuinely desperate. Tiana, I know we haven't been on the best terms, but I really need your help. Elaine is heartbroken and cries for her mom every night. I can't leave her with a stranger all day. Please, can you take care of her for a while? I hesitated, torn between frustration and sympathy. All right, Desmond, I finally agreed, but this is temporary. Your priority needs to be finding Monica. Relief washed over his face. Thank you, I knew I could count on you. From then on, Desmond dropped Elaine off at my place every day before work. He assured me she wouldn't be any trouble. I took on the responsibility, allowing him to focus on his job without worrying about her well-being. At first, Elaine was understandably upset, but as time passed, she grew comfortable in my home. I provided her with meals, toys, and care, lifting some of the burden from Desmond. Slowly, she adjusted, and her spirits improved. She even started looking forward to spending time with me. Our arrangement, initially meant to be short-term, soon became routine. One evening, as Desmond came to pick Elaine up, he sat beside me with a serious expression. Tiana, he began softly, I can't tell you how much I appreciate what you've done. Elaine is thriving here, and I've been thinking. I narrowed my eyes. Desmond, what exactly are you about to suggest? He hesitated, then finally said it. Would you consider taking her in permanently? You live alone, you have the space, and Elaine loves being here. I think it would be best for her. I gaped at him. Desmond, you can't just dump this on me. Elaine needs her father right now. Handing her over to me is not the answer, I said firmly. I know it's a lot to ask, he admitted, but please think about what's best for her. She needs stability, and I can't give her that right now. The rest of the family joined in, pressuring me to take Elaine in. Eventually, I relented. Fine, I sighed, but this is only temporary. Desmond looked relieved. Thank you, Tiana, I promise, once things are settled, you won't have to worry about Elaine anymore. Over time, Elaine became a permanent part of my household. I set up a room for her, bought her new clothes and toys, and made her feel at home. We developed a strong bond, and she started seeing me as a parental figure. Then, one day, she told me something shocking. You're so nice, Aunt Tiana, she said sweetly. I love you. Smiling, I replied, I love you too, Elaine, you're like my own child. She nodded. Mom always said we'd live here one day. She said you wouldn't mind. Confused, I asked, when did she say that? Elaine hesitated, then whispered, she told me all the time. She said not to tell you, but I don't like secrets. Mom has been here before. A cold chill ran down my spine. What do you mean, she's been here? Elaine looked guilty but continued, she used the keys Dad has. She comes inside sometimes when you're not home. Stunned, I pieced together the truth. Monica had been sneaking into my house all along, using the spare key Desmond had for Elaine's visits. It had all been planned. They had deceived me from the start. I pressed further. Elaine, why is your mother pretending to be missing? What's really going on here? She hesitated, her small voice shaking. She wants you to take me in as your child, Elaine admitted. Mom says you're rich, and since you don't have kids, you'd be the best person to take care of me. The weight of her words hit me like a freight train. The sheer level of deception and manipulation left me speechless. My own brother and sister-in-law had plotted this entire scheme behind my back, using Elaine as a pawn. Does Desmond know about this? Is he part of the plan? I asked, still trying to process everything. Elaine hesitated before nodding. Yes. They told me not to tell you and to pretend Mom was gone, but I love you, so I wanted to tell you the truth. Please don't be mad at me, she pleaded. My heart ached for her. She was just a child caught in the middle of her parents' greed. Oh, sweetheart, I'm not upset with you, I reassured her. Thank you for trusting me, you did the right thing. Inside, though, I was seething. Desmond and Monica had shamelessly exploited my kindness and wealth, scheming behind my back for their own gain. Their actions weren't just selfish, they were downright disgusting. It made me sick to think they had manipulated their own daughter just to secure my money. But if they thought they could get away with it, they were dead wrong. I decided to catch them red-handed. First, I informed my housekeeper about the situation and instructed her to be extra vigilant. She was embarrassed that someone had been sneaking in under her watch, but I assured her it wasn't her fault. My brother gave Monica a key. You couldn't have known, I said. Elaine and I came up with a plan to expose the truth once and for all. The next day, I pretended to leave for a shopping trip. After driving around the neighborhood for a while, I quietly returned home. My housekeeper gave me a subtle signal, confirming that someone had entered the house. I made my way to Elaine's room, where she was playing with her toys. She glanced at me, then pointed toward the closet. Taking a deep breath, I yanked the closet door open, and there she was. Monica. Her face drained of color the moment she saw me. Care to explain what you're doing in my house, hiding in my closet? I demanded. She stammered, scrambling for an excuse. I was just here to see my daughter, she said weakly. Really? I shot back. And who exactly gave you permission to come into my home? Last I checked, you were supposed to be missing. She fidgeted nervously. Desmond gave me the key. I just missed Elaine so much. I couldn't stay away. Then why did Elaine tell me you've been sneaking in every time I leave? Do you have an answer for that? Monica's eyes darted around the room, searching for a way out. She's just a child, she attempted to dismiss. You can't believe everything she says. I glared at her. Actually, that's exactly why I believe her. Children don't make up things like this on their own. You coached her, used her, and lied to me. You should be ashamed of yourself. The weight of her actions finally seemed to sink in. I could see the panic in her eyes. You know, I continued, my voice icy, I could have you arrested for trespassing right now. Monica visibly trembled. Tiana, please, she whispered. There's no need to call the police, I swear. I only came back today. I folded my arms. Then why has Desmond been telling everyone he hasn't heard from you? Stop lying, Monica. Elaine already told me everything. Desperation flooded her face. Tiana, you have to understand, I was just trying to do what's best for Elaine. I'm a struggling mother. I cut her off. Oh, really? Is that why you told her you'd be moving in with me? You thought you could manipulate me into taking care of you and your daughter while you played the victim? Monica opened her mouth, but no words came out. The sound of approaching sirens filled the air. Yes, I had already called the police. As they pulled up outside, Monica tried to run, but I grabbed her wrist. You're not going anywhere, I said firmly. The officers arrived, took my statement, and placed Monica under arrest. They were stunned by what they heard, immediately alerting CPS to investigate further. With Monica in custody, Desmond was about to face the consequences of his own actions. I wasted no time heading to my parents' house, where we called Desmond and demanded he come over. He showed up looking anxious, no doubt realizing his plan had crumbled. He refused to meet my eyes. Do you have anything to say for yourself? I asked coldly. Don't bother lying. I already know everything. Desmond hesitated before sighing. I'm sorry, Tiana, but we only did what we thought was best for Elaine. You have the resources to provide her with a great life. Since you don't have kids of your own, we figured. I cut him off. No, Desmond, you did this for yourself. If you really cared about Elaine, you would have worked hard to give her a stable home. Instead, you abandoned her and tried to manipulate me into raising her. You weren't thinking about her, you were thinking about your own future. Desmond squirmed uncomfortably. I only wanted. I don't care what you wanted, I snapped. You used me, you betrayed me, I have always helped you, and this is how you repay me? From now on, you're on your own. Elaine is going to be with her father, where she belongs, and don't even think about asking me for money ever again. Desmond looked stunned. He turned to our parents for support, but they only shook their heads in disappointment. That night, he showed up at my doorstep, pleading. Tiana, please, Monica is in jail, CPS is investigating, and we have no money for bail. I don't know what to do. I looked at him, completely unmoved. You and Monica did this to yourselves. Actions have consequences. Elaine's father is taking her back, and that's where she should be. I slammed the door in his face. From what I later heard, Desmond and Monica found themselves abandoned. No one was willing to help them anymore. Meanwhile, Elaine was safely reunited with her father, who was beyond grateful for the care I had provided. Although I still check in on Elaine from time to time, my life has returned to normal. And as for Desmond and Monica, well, they got exactly what they deserved. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Stay tuned.